Greetings from Podcastville. It's Wednesday, the 25th of March. Kick this motherfucking mule, Lee.
Oh, shit. It all starts fucking today, all right?
No more fucking excuses. This is the year of the fucking soldier.
We're going in like fucking Marines. You understand me?
Welcome to church, motherfucker.
All right. Joe McHale in the house.
Thank you for having me. It's a totally normal day.
Thank you for coming. How are you, buddy?
I'm, all things considered, I'm very well.
It was great to see you at the store a few weeks ago.
Very good to see you.
You were out doing your thing. I was happy. I love seeing different comics out during the week.
I'm just glad they let me on.
Yeah. You had a great set. You had a good time. You were loose.
Good time. That whole crowd, that was a murderer's row back there.
Oh, my God.
Of comics.
That really is great.
Very intimidated, so.
Now, you started comedy down here.
I did a lot of comedy. Well, Joey and I were in Seattle at the same time, apparently.
Time.
But I was on a TV show in Seattle called Almost Live. I was newly married, and I had not ever. I did a ton of improv, but no stand up. So I didn't really start stand up until after, like a year after The Soup, which everyone goes, "Oh, that's why you suck so hard during that time." When you're trying stand-up. But I didn't start that after because an agent said to me, you're going to make a lot of money if you just go on the road with your friends and you can introduce them and then they can go do their thing and you can try little jokes in between. So technically, yeah, I guess I started comedy in Seattle.
I got to be honest with you. I enjoyed your quirkiness on Talk Soup.
Oh, God
honest to
you.
God, I loved it. I loved that people would yell things and stuff like that. I really enjoyed that. And I think somebody polished wouldn't have had a good time doing that show.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I'm saying? That's what made you so good for that show.
It was a good time. Yeah, well,
you were loose. You were quirky. I still remember watching episodes at night and laughing. Chris McGuire's girlfriend wrote.
Yes, Tess Rafford.
So I always followed, because she was on there. If it was on, I'll watch it. We're fucking comics.
You're busy.
The worst is when people say, "You watch my show," and you're like, your show comes on at 9:30. On fucking Tuesdays.
Especially at that time.
I'm out.
Yeah.
But if you go on the road, like when you're on the road Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you usually tend to watch shit. Usually you wouldn't watch, or you don't have time to watch. Like, oh, now I'm home. I could watch the fucking news or whatever. How long did Talk Soup go on for?
I did it for 12 years.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was a while. Yeah.
Jesus.
It got me, I bought some stuff.
Yes, you did.
But yeah, no, I was surprised as anybody it went that long. But you say the whole polish part, but I'm super dyslexic, so I could not read a teleprompter when it started. So I fucked up so much that it would take me. I remember the first few episodes. It took me 4 hours to get through 22 minutes a copy. And
what would you think to yourself? They're gonna fucking fire me.
I just kept thinking, I cannot believe what. Because at that point I was undiagnosed, and I was just like, I'm an idiot, but I'm just gonna keep. When they finally edited it together, they were like, we salvaged your performance, and then as the anxiety of being forced to read jokes on camera, as that went down, then and then I began to not care at all if I screwed up. So then that's when it got
good.
When you don't give a fuck, having such a good time.
When you don't care, that's when it gets good.
Yeah.
When you just let loose, I learned a lot when I shot specials. I wasn't good at shooting specials because I cared too much.
Right.
I focused on the words like an actor. You're not supposed to focus on the words like an actor. You're a stand-up.
Yeah.
Go out there and just go, go and let the pieces fall where they.
How long did it take you to figure that out?
2 specials. And I was like, I'm done. I just can't do this.
But then the third one you went, oh.
No.
You're not going to do it.
No. I'll tape CDs from now on. And
what if someone secretly taped you and then said...
If it was a good set, yeah, then I'll put it out there. I just don't like all the fucking shit that comes with it. I don't want to see a boom going over me when I'm doing stand-up. None of that shit. I think that we went away from the traditional way of shooting stand-ups, and now we're trying to get back, but it's too late. Like, I still remember seeing Lenny Bruce and just a thing.
Yeah.
You know? No audience slapping their hands, no big theater to impress you. You know, it was just a wall with bricks on it and maybe 200 people in the room, and he went off. That's why they call this nightclub comics. You know, we did nightclubs.
Right.
You know, that's it, you know.
Ken Jeong taped his at the Ice House.
Yes.
Which he could have taped it at, you know, an arena if he had wanted to, but it's so intimate, and he shows how close. I mean, obviously, you know how close it is. For those of you who are just tuning in, it's very close, and it's magical.
I like it. When I shot the special, my first special, I shot at a comedy club in Chicago. I really liked that club. I liked the reaction. It was outside the city,
right?
So they were more blue collar. So when I work in Zanies in the city, I just go there to eat a bag of dicks. Like, it's just flying somewhere to suck dick for 5 days, for 5 shows. So I try to work one night there. They're too intense for me downtown. They're too politically correct. You go 45 minutes outside of Chicago, things are loose. You know, they don't count points. They don't give a fuck. They say the word midget. You know, they don't.
You
give
really
a fuck.
should call your next special "Eating a Bag of Dicks."
Yeah, eating a bag of dicks. That's it. It's just, it's such a hard. I don't like anything organized. Like, that was why I ended up doing this fucking racket anyway.
Right.
Because if you thought I was going to get up at 8 in the morning and be at your job at 8 every morning, I just don't know.
That seems so insane to do.
I could probably make it Monday for sure. After that, I'll do like 8:30, 9. There'll be one 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because, you know, one night you go to the comedy store, you twist one up. It's all over but the shot. A couple of red vinos.
You should have grew up in London or England. Because, you know, by the time, because what I hear is like the first day they work, second day they go to the pub for lunch. It's kind of and
just
Wednesday,
Friday,
long lunch. Thursday, they're going, it's a half day because they're already in the bag. And then Friday, just don't even count on any communication at all. And yet, they were an empire for so long.
No, I didn't like...
Do you still stay out really late now?
No.
You don't? You go right back home?
No.
You got the kid.
Yeah. And the house wakes up at 6:15, whether you want to or not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not even up to you no more. Sometimes, I don't mind getting up early. Like, I don't mind it. I'll work like, if I got a spot at the store, it's got to be early. Get me out of there by 11 so I could go to bed by 12:30.
Right.
I could live on 6 for a day or two and then get a good 10 or a 9 or an 8, and I'm back to normal.
You can sleep for 10 hours straight.
I did the other day for the first time in 10 years.
Glorious.
I could not. I had help though.
Right.
I ate like 200 edibles. I ate like.
You're waking up every 20 minutes.
There's this thing called Quick Z's. They sell it at Urban Trees. It's just a little 2-ounce drink. It tastes like Kool-Aid. You drink that.
Okay.
It's got like extra melatonin. Anything that puts you to sleep naturally, it's in there, but heavy.
But with
100 milligrams of THC.
Right.
To really knock your fucking head off.
How long does it last?
I don't get up and pee in the middle of the night no more.
You just whiz all over yourself?
That's the main thing for me, is not getting up to pee. Going to bed, drinking water, and being able to hold it in. And, like, if I could get from midnight to 7 without a pee, like, if I could get up at 7 and pee, I'm good. I'll get another hour out of it till 8. Because of what's been going on the last 3 weeks with the school and stuff, the week before they got let out to go to school, I was supposed to go back to New York to shoot added scenes for the Soprano prequel, and I was losing it. Joe, I was losing it.
What was the call time?
No. I had to go to New York. I did not want to go to New York in the middle of this pandemic.
Right.
And I could see it coming every day. I'm like, it's not going to... When then they started shooting on Wednesday, I'm like, obviously these motherfuckers aren't paying attention to the news. Then New Rochelle got smothered, and that's right next to all the places I'm going to be shooting. And then Thursday, it's spreading worse. Trump, he doesn't know what to do, and I'm calling him, going, guys, are you sure you want us to fly back east? Because I don't think we're going to. At first, my fear was not getting back, and that week I had to do extreme measures to fall asleep. Like there was one night I stayed up a little while. I had a little stress over taking the flight. And then the next night, it was the night I drank the whole tube with a bunch of edibles. And usually, all right, so I play on the computer this way like everybody at home does, right? Like straight up. So if I fall asleep, I'll just fall asleep like this. And I'll put my head up and look at the computer and see what time it is.
Are you playing a game on the computer?
Nah, I'm watching YouTube.
Okay.
I'm listening to YouTube on my computer, but I'm typing on the iPad.
You are.
I'm listening to I'm listening to YouTube on the big Apple, but I have the iPad and I'm typing in jokes, whatever.
Yeah.
Trying to clean up shit that's not going to work, and then I didn't even feel myself get to position B. Right. This is position B. That's a good position to wake up in. That's not too bad if you just lay your head on the thing.
Are you drooling all over the place?
No, not at all. Now there's position
Not in
C.
B.
Position C is when you're away from the computer and you just slouch in your own lap, right? So last week, 2 weeks ago, I actually woke up in position D, which is right from here where the chair swivels, and I just fall onto the floor, and there's a heater, and that's how I woke up. The heater was burning all my back pubic hair.
Does your daughter walk in and go, Dad's dead?
No,
Dad died.
no. She's in bed at fucking 9 o'clock.
Right.
This is going on at 11:30. She never comes out of that room in the middle of the night.
Did you ever read that thing by Steve Martin when he took Ambien? And because some people sleepwalk on Ambien, where when you could online gamble for money, when you could do that a few years ago.
Oh, no.
He was gambling and he went to bed, took an Ambien, and then the next day he went to go play poker again, and he noticed there was more money in his account. And so he went and looked back in his history, and he had gotten up for 2 hours and played poker from 4 to 6 a.m. and had no idea he had played, and he won during that time. So if I were him, I would have just taken an Ambien and sat down.
I don't know. I don't like the Ambience.
Yeah,
I tried them a while ago, and I just didn't like it one time, and it just wasn't for me.
It's like when I fly to New York, especially those early flights or the overnight flights, taking an Ambien.
No Xanax for you?
I've never taken a Xanax in my life.
You rather go with the Ambien?
Someone said that Xanax, this guy who worked for the company that sold it, he's like, stick with Ambien because Xanax is very habit forming. And I was like, this is coming from the guy who sells it.
Very habit forming.
And he goes, you don't want to mess with it too much. And I was like, okay, good to know. I will just have more wine. I'll have another glass of wine, please. But do you take Xanax?
I'll take a Xanax. I'll take the 0.25s.
Would you take that with the sleep thing?
Oh, yeah.
Does your heart stop for an hour or an hour and a half during the night? No wonder you're not peeing.
If I take an edible and I go out into a public place like Guns N' Roses or something like that, I'm going to need a Xanax at some point in the night. So I'll bring 2 of those footballs with me. They're little footballs. They're 0.25s.
I don't know them.
They're nothing. I do them before comedy.
And does it take the edge off?
Takes the edge off. Like if I have to go to the comedy store, 9 out of 10 times, my wife washes them. I don't even take them. I forget to take them. So sometimes I'll go to the store and I'll have a little anxiety on the drive and I'll just power through it. And then once I get down there, the anxiety goes away. Sometimes it comes back and I'm covered.
So wait, what did you say your wife did? Your wife, did you say, maybe I misheard, but you said she washes it? Or what was your...
I leave them in my jeans.
Oh.
And she washes most of them. I forget to take them.
Right.
Because I try not to take them so you don't get hooked on them.
Right.
So there's a benzo addiction. So what I do is I'll put 2 in my jeans, and then at night I have to remember to take them out and put them back in the tin. There's nights I'm leaving for the store and I'm starting to get anxiety. Go, let me bring them with me just in case I have a full-blown attack.
So you still get nervous on stage?
Oh, no, before.
Really?
Before.
And it's just no fun.
No. So there's got like the last real big anxiety attack I got was March 2nd at the store. Because after I went to Vegas on the 29th, they said Vegas was at 50%. The coronavirus was already starting. People were paying attention.
Right.
But we weren't. And also I'm like, how could Vegas be at 50% in February?
Yeah,
That's
what's
unheard
happening?
of. They said that, and I went to the airport and I was the third guy in the TSA line. And I'm like, okay.
Things are changing.
Things are changing. Something's not right. I landed and I told my wife, I went online, I did a little research, and then I went to the store Tuesday night. And I went into the main room. Listen to me. And I walked around that edge, and when I opened the green room to the main room, there was 18 people in there talking and no windows. That sets me off.
Huh.
Why do you think that door is open?
Well, I'm going to be the first to be shot because my back's to the door.
No, because I don't want to get anxiety. All this shit is putting anxiety on me.
Huh.
It puts like a silent anxiety on me.
Do you, when the door closes on a plane, do you...
Not at all.
Doesn't bother you?
Not yet. I know. I've told people for years, I don't even understand how I get on a plane. My love for comedy and for doing what I do over whatever rides the fear.
Do you think it's because you got a job to do and you have to go to
I have
a
a
place,
job to do.
and that's the thing? This is the thing that gets me there.
Yeah, you got to tape me an hour before the car is coming. So let's say my flight's at 6:30. Come to my house at 3 and see what I look like. I'm not happy.
Wow,
I'm not happy.
that's
I'm packed.
so interesting.
I put my sleep apnea machine away. I'm not happy. Once I get in the Uber, I'm happy.
What do you like the second you walk off stage?
I'm fucking happy I was there. This is tremendous. Thank God I'm not a pussy. I didn't listen to myself and cancel the weekend. Or
if you do 2 shows in a night, did you have anxiety between the shows?
No.
Because once you get one done.
Once I get one done, I'm good.
Right.
It's that first one that is just horrid. And sometimes it isn't. Sometimes it isn't. It's a 50-50 toss-up. I'm never going to know how to react. I do always get anxiety before I go on stage. What level it is, that's what I can control.
So if I walk into that green room at the store and I see you and there's a few other people there and you haven't gone on yet, are you in a mild state of anxiety?
I'm in a mid-state of anxiety. You're talking to me about your kids and your life, and I love you to death. But I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Right.
I'm just yesing you to death. Really?
You're just like, great.
I'm listening to the audience, and I'm listening to my anxiety building. I can hear people talking in there, but it's like Chinese.
Right.
I know. It's like Charlie Brown music I'm talking.
That's so interesting.
Once I go on stage, the Charlie Brown music disappears. Then I run out of there, and I go to the kitchen. I decompress a little bit. Now I'm ready for fucking Satan.
Right.
Now I don't give a fuck. Bring him on. I already jumped in the fucking Hudson River.
If you do multiple sets in a night, not shows, but if you go like, I'm going to go here and I'm going to go, after the first one, do you have any anxiety?
No.
If you're heading to the improv or something?
It's the first one.
Yeah.
That first one. But throughout the years, I've had to cut down more on anxieties because there was always something with me. There was always something. There's too many people with white hair in the audience. There's too many women in the audience. So that's why I train.
What would too many women in the audience do? And what is too many?
I don't know. It's your mind playing tricks on you when you're a comic. It's called what the Art of War, not Sun Tzu, the other guy that wrote the book about writing, he calls resistance. It's our own body telling us, to chicken out, to be a coward. It's like you have 1,000 stories that you want to write.
Right.
You write 3 pages and you move on.
Right.
You don't think there's a plot. There's a plot there. You wouldn't have wrote it. That is your intention. But now your mind throws 1,000 reasons at you why you shouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's weird. Like, I'll tell you the first time because you're from up there, I cut my teeth in Seattle. What do you mean by cut my teeth? I did like 4 years of comedy, but where I started performing for real audiences was Seattle. And that's where my anxiety started. So I took the
Wow.
The ferry to Bremerton.
Yeah.
Bremerton used to have a room up there for the Navy. Isn't the Navy heavily stocked up there?
Absolutely.
That's where they keep their submarines.
Yep.
Because it's the deepest point.
But they keep a
Earth.
lot. They also keep them on Woodby Island.
Right,
That's
Woodby
where
Island. So you could shoot straight down to fucking the universe down there.
Yeah.
So I still remember doing that room. He was a great guy, the guy that ran Bremerton. But he always had an older clientele. I was 32. When I'm talking old, I'm talking like 44. So I'm going up there talking about pussy and eating assholes and whatever the fuck I'm talking about. I would look at the audience through like the little fucking curtain, and I would go, I'm going to bomb. I always had a reason for why I was going to bomb. There was too many old people. There was too many women. There was too many young people. They looked like Christians. You know, now I can tell what a Christian looks like. I'm a fucking Swami all of a sudden.
Right.
You know, I would add anxiety onto me over the years. You say, fuck the people that are old. Fuck the young people. Fuck them if they're a nun.
Yeah. Fuck the whole audience, right?
You know, there's times people come back there and go, Joe, please be a little considerate in your act tonight. There's a table of 18 gay men. And to the owner, he's scared. To me, welcome to my world. They're the first ones I'm going after.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or it could be, Joe, be careful what you're saying. There's a table of 18 nuns out there. Or 18 rabbis.
Right.
How are you going to act? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you going to say? Are you going to play to them? Use them to your advantage? Walk them? You know, in my world, 18 rabbis. That's it. I'm going to jail. You know, like I would give myself all these excuses.
But most of the time, you were successful. I mean,
50% at that point.
Okay.
I was improvising. I was fucking around.
So if it didn't go well, would you go, yep, that's exactly what I thought would happen. I knew I was going to bomb. That table of white-haired people fucked me up. All that.
Oh, I was part of that for a while.
You're like, yep, that's exactly how I thought it would go.
I blame the audience.
And when it would go well, would you still beat yourself up?
No.
Like, well, that was a fluke. Or would you be like, exactly, I killed them?
I would go, yeah, that was a fluke. Oh, my God, I made the lesbians laugh. Then you realize that people going to the laugh, no matter what they are, they're not going. I was going on stage thinking I was going to get attacked every time I went on stage, you know. You just learn. It's just years.
Could you imagine if you were a jet fighter pilot and every time they I can't believe it. I actually blew up another jet. I meant to shoot that thing down. I didn't think it was going to happen. Thought I was just going to crash this thing. If they had the same attitude the comics had.
It's fucking crazy.
What about with acting? Do you get nervous then?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. You walk out and fucking shake De Niro's hand. And, hey, do you want to rehearse? No, not really. Yeah, I want to rehearse. Yeah. And you go through your lines, and he don't know his lines. You know, his assistant gives him his lines. I get nervous at every level, but then after you do the first one or the first 10 takes, I remember I was shooting Analyze That. It was just me by myself with Anthony Lampaglia. It must have taken an hour to say one line.
For you.
Because I was focused on my set later on that night.
Oh.
That's why if I'm shooting a movie, no more nothing. Comedy gets canceled.
On the side of, hey, you don't have to care, wouldn't it help if you had that distraction like later that night and be like, oh, I got this acting thing because I got this other thing? Or was it that's taking up all my brain space and I'm not focusing enough? It sounds like it was a second.
Well, it was 6 o'clock and my show started at 8. I'm shooting in Kearney, New Jersey, and the fucking comedy club is in whatever, I forget where it was. It was like 40 minutes away.
Right.
We kept doing this scene, and we did it so much from so many different angles that I started forgetting the lines.
Why did they shoot it so much?
Because it was fucking De Niro and Harold Ramis.
Right.
They shot the shit out of everything. You know, there's some directors that shoot the shit out of everything. They shoot it so much that you actually start fucking up the scenes.
I know what you mean.
They fucking shoot them so much that now you're like, you start to break down going, guys, really? Well, now we're going to switch it to this view. He's going to get on top of a helicopter. Go fuck yourself. Clint Eastwood does 3 takes, okay?
Yeah.
And he's been doing this for 100 fucking years. 3 takes. 1 for you, 1 for him, and 1 for the fucking camera. That's it. Move on. Let's switch the fucking angle. But there's some people who drive you fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean, there's some people that learn the scene on the day while they're shooting it, and it takes them 15 takes before they're good. And you're like, oh, they just learned these lines. They don't know them. Now they know them. Now the scene's cooking. You know what I mean?
I always, since day one, because I come from the stand-up world, I've always been prepared to go.
That's
okay.
That's more than half of the whole thing.
Even when I was a fucking junkie, I was prepared to go. You know, I got there. I already knew my lines from the night before. I knew where the scene was going. If I wanted to improvise, I could improvise. Something I learned after like 2007 was the more famous the person was, the less prepared he was. And it really pissed me the fuck off. Like, I was in shock that I raised my hand. I could never say nothing to a famous actor. But I realized that some of these guys, they just go from movie to movie.
Yeah.
They just go from movie to movie. It's not like it was 20 years ago, 30, when Eddie Murphy did 48 Hours in 82, Trading Places in 83,
right,
and something else in 84. Now they got you going from one project to the other. I don't want to drop names here or whatever. I could tell you 5 guys that I've been with that they didn't look at the script to the first day of the shoot.
Oh, yeah.
They accepted this movie without even looking at the script. They had like an assistant read it or something.
No, it's
tell
great.
them it's a pretty good script. I like it. The scenes with you and The Rock are great or whatever, and they don't even read. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Oh, no. I
just did this movie, and they were telling me a story about Alec Baldwin and that kid, Kyle LeBeau, what's his name?
Shia
LaBeouf.
Yeah.
They were doing a play. Yeah. Did you hear about this?
No.
They were doing a play in New York in some theater. And the first day, fucking Alec Baldwin shows up, and they're rehearsing. He's got a script. And Shia LaBeouf goes, cut. What's going on with the script? Because you got to be off book, man. When you come here the first day,
I hadn't heard this.
you got to be off book. Alec Baldwin was like, who the fuck is this guy to talk to me like that? No, I'm going to talk to you this way, bro. You're a fucking lead. You got to be off book.
When was this?
This was like a year ago, 2 years ago. And then it just continued. Like, he came in the next day. This motherfucker was off book again. He said something to him again. Then Alec Baldwin teaches at an NYU masterclass on Mondays. Guess what Shia LaBeouf did?
Showed up to the class?
Showed up in the classroom and raised his hand and said, what do you call an actor that comes unprepared to the set?
I did not know this.
And then a couple days later, he showed up at his house. And when Alec Baldwin pulled up in front of his building, Shia LaBeouf was there with a script and said, make sure you know it tomorrow. So, do you understand me? That's the mentality I came from.
And it's Alec.
He's
Alec
lucky
had to
go
with his life.
Alec had to go to. What are you going to say to Shia LaBeouf? He'll stab you 18 times. He's a guy that slashes himself for a movie role.
Wears a bag on his head.
What do you think he's going to do to you? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and I'm not mad at Shia LaBeouf for that because that's a norm.
Yeah.
I've seen 1,000 of those guys walk on a set and go, what am I like? And the first day, you're like, are you fucking kidding me? There was a motherfucker that I got when the thing was, I would love to throw him under the bus, but I can't. This guy's a well-known star. I met him at Wardrobe. I was a gentleman to him. He was a gentleman to me. He was very nice the first day. The third or fourth day I went to shoot with him. When I got to my trailer, they changed the lines. I went up to him in Wardrobe. I didn't go up to him. He was next to me in the chair. He said, good morning. I said, good morning. I don't say dick to nobody. And after about 10 minutes, he goes, did you see they did a scene change? I go, yeah. If you want, after this makeup, we could go outside and run the lines. Dog, he looked at me like I called him a racial slur. He looked at me and then turned his head and kept getting worked on. I said, okay, maybe he knows something I don't know. Maybe he's Stanislavski. That whole morning, he fucked up his lines.
Oh.
Food was coming out of his mouth. He was eating off camera and then trying to do the scene, and food was spitting out of his mouth. And then we started torturing him to his face. Like, people started making little remarks. I had to make a remark because you looked at me like I was fucking Muhammad Gandhi, you fuck.
So, so then you went after, so everyone's going after him while he's acting?
Not everybody's going after him. Everybody's making little remarks.
But is he hearing any of this stuff?
I guess so. You have to have the fucking 8 hours on the same scene.
Yeah.
I remember when...
What do you mean he's eating while he... Like, in the scene he has to eat?
No.
He's just like, hold on a sec, I gotta...
No. He would do the scene, but in between the scene, there was food on the table for us to make believe we were eating. And he would take little pieces and eat it like a... And they would have to cut. He'd put the piece of cheese back. And then cheese would come out of his mouth in between the takes.
I can't wait to hear what this is after this is over.
It was just fucking hilarious. It was just... So I've been used to it.
Yeah.
The last couple movies I've done with big names... Oh my God. As soon as they get there, they don't even look. They just open up the script then and they're like,
but then you've obviously dealt with some people that when they showed up, it was on.
Oh, yeah. Somebody. Those are the greatest people to work with. Like when they come looking for you. Like when I'm a fucking shithead comic, you knock on my door and go, you want to rehearse the scenes? My dick gets hard.
Yeah.
When I did Spider-Man 2, that motherfucker knocked on my door like 3 or 4 times just to go over one line.
It's pretty good.
Alfred Molina. To this day, he's got all my respect. That guy was... There's just some motherfuckers that teach you how to act. You're like, oh, shit.
That's when you can feel
shit.
Yeah, that's when the air changes in the room. That's when the weather...
Yeah, that's when you go, oh, this motherfucker's throwing down.
We got a new... Yeah.
Well, Joel, you've been on like sets for months and months at a time. What is it, as someone who hasn't acted, what is it like when someone comes in and doesn't remember their lines? Or does it like, because I hear stories from Joey of 14, 16-hour days. If you're doing that for 3 months at a time and someone's just dragging it on, it must get annoying.
I was on Community for 9 months out of the year for 6. Well,
9 months, wow.
What was it? I guess it was more 8.5. I mean, just when you added it all up, it was so much time. And that our scenes, we were shooting movies for every episode, so it was. It wasn't like a lot of these documentary, like Parks and Rec or The Office, which is a wonderful style, but ours was movie. Like it was, they shot it.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of lines, and there were, I'm sure you've heard some stories about a cast member who doesn't know their lines, and it just just changes the whole day. And they had to shoot him out, and he didn't really want. I mean, we're talking about Chevy, who was so funny when it worked, and then but a lot of the times he didn't. He had a really hard time learning them, but because there was a lot of lines, no doubt. But so they would kind of shoot him out, and that would kind of change the day, and it just was a system we kind of got used to. And I'm sure he'll hear this and love it, but because he always thought he kind of knew him, but he didn't really. And so it would be definitely tough. I mean, you can see how politically I'm being, but it was tough. If you watch some of the scenes, it's him, just a single shot of him, but he could be so funny. And that's what sucked, is that he could be very funny. And,
now, Community's coming back.
It just got sold to Netflix.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Well, they're selling it apparently everywhere.
Okay.
It's on Hulu, and now it's on Netflix.
But you're not going to start reshooting anymore.
People have circulated rumors around we're shooting more episodes, but I was like, I'll wait for that call. I haven't gotten the call yet. But yeah, it would be crazy. If we could get Donald to do it, that would be even crazier. I think he's the busiest man in Hollywood, or was the busiest man in Hollywood until everything stopped. But yeah, I think he was supposed to be shooting Atlanta for the next 4 months. But yeah, I mean, I'd do it. You should come on.
I'd love to.
It'd be great.
Good show, man.
I don't know. I it's one of those things where you hear rumors and like, oh, they're going to do a movie. I was like, I look forward to the call where they tell me I'm doing this movie, but so far I haven't gotten that call.
When I got into this for the lazy part of being a stand-up. I wanted to check out. I had a failed marriage.
What year was that?
This is 90. I had gone to prison. I really had no future. They wouldn't let me back at the University of Colorado, So when I got into stand-up, I had a job and stuff, and I was a functioning member of society. Not really, but part-time. I was a roofing estimator and stuff. I had a good job. I bought a condo, stuff like that, but it just wasn't, my life wasn't, something was missing, and
You were like 20-something at this point?
I got into comedy. I stepped on stage when I was 28 years old the first time. And I knew right then, like everything just clicked. Like I had read Ladies and Gentlemen, Lenny Bruce when I was locked up, and everything made sense when I got off stage, Then you move out here and they tell you, well, if you want to do this, you have to act. I went to acting classes. I was a really good student. I went to cold reading workshops. Trust me, I put everything. I just didn't walk on the set. And,
right.
No, I loved doing what I was doing. I like the freedom of stand-up. I come, I go, I get on a plane, I get to eat something new for the weekend, all that shit.
Yeah.
Acting over the years has become, I don't know. It wasn't what I felt about it. And it stand-up has some shitty people in it, Everything that we do has good and bad people,
Yeah.
I couldn't overcome the acting thing after a while. I got a little sick and tired of the director that showed up with the hat with the feather and the Chinese assistant and the tattoo of the bird, and everybody had to see it. I got a little sick of all that fake shit. Like it just got on my nerves after a while. And then the breaking point was 2009 for me while I was shooting a commercial. The director was just obnoxious, man. And he was calling the crew people stupid.
Ooh.
Like one of those guys. I know. Have you ever run into one of those days where the guy thinks he's Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Yeah.
And he's smoking a cigarette and he's just yelling.
Oh yeah.
And asking people, do you know how to read? Like he was one of those guys. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a heavy night. And we were in Long Beach, and there was a commercial for the food chain, not the Carl's Jr.
Okay.
And Carl's Jr. has a cousin, don't they? Hardee's. So it was
Wow.
Hardee's.
How the hell did you know
I
that?
have a lot of Carl's Jr.
He has a lot of Carl's Jr. So he's got stock in Carl's Jr. I had to go to Long Beach. I went with a great attitude, Who the fuck doesn't have a great attitude? You're about to shoot a national commercial.
Yeah, you're going to make a bunch of
Are
money.
you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I was whistling Dixie. And as soon as I get there, I see this guy, and I could tell. I go, if he's the director, we're in for a long night. Sure enough, he was the director, And I just saw how he was talking to people. He was abusing his own assistant, which really pisses me off right off the bat.
Yeah.
You're going to hire an assistant. You're probably underpaying her. You're telling her she's going to meet worldly people. You know the line they give those assistants?
Oh, yeah.
And now you're treating me like shit in front of people? Holy shit. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to say nothing. I went out there, I shook his hand like a man, the other guy, and that's when the drama started. We had to pull up with an SUV onto a car, and the guy was dead. Like he was eating a chicken parmesan sandwich. And when we went up, he just played like he was dead because he had the sauce all over his shirt.
Okay.
That was it. I pull up, and we get out, we look. But they had the car lit inside. So somewhere or another, they disconnected the fucking brakes.
Oh, that'll do it.
So we get out of the car, and the fucking RV is going down Long Beach, down the fucking pier. And the guy's like, doesn't anybody know how to put on a brake? I go, I put the brake on, and just second time, it happened again, and he made a remark. The third time, he made it. Then the fourth time, he's like, what are you, fucking stupid? And I go, hey, you motherfucker. And I just went off on him. I go, the tech guy even tried it. The brakes are off. Who the fuck are you to call me stupid, you dumb motherfucker? And he fucking ran into his trailer and locked himself in his trailer and said I was fired. Bitch, it's 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Who are you going to call?
Nobody's
the second
fired.
choice?
Yeah.
And everybody was just staying around for like 10 minutes. Like, we don't know what to do. You really hurt his feelings. I'm like, fuck him. And half the staff was like, way to go, man.
Yeah, you
Thank
bet.
you. That guy's a fucking dick. Like, this was the last of the 3 commercials. Like, they had shot like 3 nighttime commercials. The staff was sick of this guy already.
Yeah.
And I went up, a little Japanese girl was outside shaking. She was all scared. Like, he doesn't want to see you right now. And I just banged on the door. I go, listen, you got 100 people out here waiting for you to work. Do you want to keep being a pussy all your life, or you going to keep being a fucking man? This is very easy. We could shoot this, and you could be a man. All right? And he came out, and he's like, nobody's ever spoken to me like that. Well, you watch how you speak to people. You called me stupid, motherfucker. You got the wrong fucking guy. I don't need this job. Let's finish the commercial. He was a little bitch. He shot me out, and they sent me home. That was it. I never took shit from nobody again. I was like, that's it. That's it.
Who was it?
I don't know what his name was. Then there's another dick at CBS, another old guy that thinks he's Johnny fucking director. He's just living on reputation. Last time I worked for him, I had to mention something to him too. An old guy. I don't know what his name is. I know I'm going to get... They even honored him on CBS. And I said something to him. Because I'm in my trailer trying to rest, and I'm hearing Born in the USA, fucking louder than fuck. I go out there, I'm like, what the fuck is this? They're like, the director is good friends with Bruce Springsteen. What do I give a fuck? What do I give a fuck who's good friends with? Lower this shit. I'm from the good side of Jersey, not the Springsteen side of Jersey. And fucking the director heard it, and he said something to me later on. Show got canceled anyway. What gives a fuck?
What was the show?
The Sklar brothers were on it. It was a CBS show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The Sklar brothers were on. It was like a show about... I played a guy at the DMV. Julie, whatever, brought me in to read. And
Yeah.
Julie, I forget what her name is. She has all the comedy shows on CBS.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
So she brings me in. I book them from time to time. But that's what got to me. I didn't like the attitude of the directors. I didn't like their attitudes, you know. I don't like when people have that savoir-faire, I went to USC fucking attitude. Listen, stupid. Queen Latifah walked out of the jungle and she's acting, all right? Relax. You ain't that special. Relax with Stanislavski and the Method. You ain't that special. Ice Cube walked out of fucking the jungle over here. Crenshaw. Hasn't he been on Law and Order SVU for 3 years? You don't see him doing Shakespeare at the park. So relax, all right? It's not that much that we need all this fucking drama to act. You know?
And when you get a good director, it's
phenomenal. It's magic.
Their attitude permeates everything.
It's magic.
Same thing with like the lead actor.
Yeah,
The actor's
it's
cool.
magic.
Yeah, we were very lucky on Community, but I remember this one guy. He wasn't a director. He was in charge. He was he was like a fill-in guy, and I've rarely done this, but I pulled him into my trailer, and I was just like, "What are you doing? What's happening? Explain to me why you're being like this."
No,
and he was like, "I'm so sorry. And I was like, "Just don't do it again, and treat people well, and then there won't be a problem." And he's like, "You're not firing me?" I'm like, "No, I will next time, but let's just be cool, all right?"
Really?
Yeah, and I was just like smiling at him, and I was just like,
What was he doing? That was because you seem like a nice.
well, we had this guest director who was brilliant, who's a very good director, but he's British, and it's not Tristram Shapiro. If Tristram listens to this, but the guy, he was in charge. He wasn't. He was like a guest second AD. So he was because the second. Maybe he was. I can't. He was high up on the list of people work, and I can't remember what his position was. But every time the British director would make some suggestion, I hear the guy go, and just see him like roll his eyes, and then I could see other people noticing that, and then I was just like, okay, come into the trailer, let's talk about it. But I didn't scream at him. I just was like, hey,
No,
I treat it as like, do you have a problem? I try to treat it like it's a counseling session. Where we'll be like, you got something going on? Did your dad did he touch you? And whatever it is, and then that gets them to kind of go, oh, I'm so sorry. And then I was like, just don't ever. I didn't go like, don't ever do it again. I'm just like, all right, so we're good. And I was like, just I'm not going to do it again. So we're good. And then hopefully then he was great. He was fine for the rest of the shoot. But yeah, you'd like to work with Mr. Steven Soderbergh, who I got very lucky to because he only does 2 takes.
Really?
And he operates the camera. There's no video village. You'd love it.
Really?
You walk into a room, you're like, oh, there's 4 of us. There's Mr. Soderbergh. That was my first movie like that. And I was like, oh, so there's no camp. There's no group of people all watching 20 different monitors. It's like, no, just me.
I'll tell you what else was different. And I don't mean to sound like a douchebag or nothing. You know where I had one shooting experience and it was very good?
Where?
New York. Have you ever shot in New York?
Once.
What did you think?
For the summer. It was called Deliver Us from Evil with Eric Bana. Directed by Scott Derrickson.
And what'd you think? How long were you there for?
3 months. Oh, pretty much. Well, I guess it was like when you add it all up, it was probably a month and a half. But I was like there. And
back and forth.
There was
Did you notice the shoots to be a little different? Like there wasn't that much smoke being blown up your ass like there is here. Like I think here, that's what else bothers me. That's why I like doing TV, but I'd rather do a drama if I do TV. I don't like that fucking fake laugh shit.
Yeah.
And I like live audiences. I love taping in front of live audiences. I've shot pilots where they were done in front of live audiences. I love that.
Yes.
I love that stuff. That is great. You know, I was with all this stuff going on right now. I really wanted to do like, at first I said, maybe we'll do a pay-per-view and put some comics together and stream it. You know what, man? I was watching Tonight with John, whatever, on HBO.
Yeah.
He didn't have an audience and the show was horrible.
Oh, I kind of liked it.
The other night?
Yeah.
Without the audience?
Without the audience.
I was like, oh my God, it feels kind of weird. I didn't watch it this week. I don't think it was on this Sunday.
I think it was.
It was on
recorded.
This?
Wait, so you didn't like it without the audience?
The one last week.
Yeah.
Where it was a different
It was
set.
very strange.
It was very strange. It was very strange. So that's why I was.
But I always like that one joke he told about how to.
Oh, he was funny as fuck.
Yeah.
He was funny as fuck. Dog, John Oliver cracks me the fuck up. I watch that show every Sunday.
Really? I'm surprised.
Oh, John Oliver cracks me up. John Oliver, when he bumps rap shit, I lose my fucking mind. When he starts, it's like the other day I was watching Office Space, just the beginning of Office Space, and the one dude's driving to work, and they flash to the other dude, motherfucker. But then there's a black homeless guy, and he closes his window. I love all that shit, like that type of stuff. He was talking something about the week before bumping Tupac or something. I love John Oliver, but I noticed how weird it was without the audience.
It was definitely.
It was weird. He was funny
different.
as fuck. I always laughed my ass off.
That joke about how to distance yourself from people, just pretend you're a British parent, was so.
Oh my God, I forgot all about that.
Just like, just pretend.
His throwaway shit is what kills me.
Yeah.
Not the straight up shit. Like the first joke of his gets me a little bit. I'm waiting for his tags. And his last tag is always a bad motherfucker.
Oh, it's
like his last tag is always like, whoa, like that's it. Case is closed. And he starts all over again, and he lullabies you.
Yeah.
But you don't expect a guy that looks like that to talk that way. Like I expect him to be geeky and to talk to me about triglycerides and shit. He's out there fucking throwing knowledge, so that's why I enjoy it. But that's why I didn't want to do stand up just to a fucking camera. I'd rather come in here and talk to a camera and go, guys, keep your lives together. You know, go out and mug somebody, go get a gallon of milk. I don't fucking know. Right. You're originally from Seattle. How are they doing?
Pretty much. I lived in New Jersey for 2 years, guys.
Did you really?
As a child.
Growing up?
Yeah. We bounced around a little bit, but we ended up. I loved it. Haddonfield, New Jersey, outside of Cherry Hill.
Oh, that's nice. That's white people. It's civilized. I'm from up north with those animals up there.
Yeah.
Ricans and Dominicans, you know.
I kept
Cubans, they're fucking animals.
kid was like, why does people say New Jersey's awful? It
That's
seems
nice
lovely.
down there. That's nice down there.
But Seattle's where I grew up, and I didn't know how great it was growing up. I was like, now I look back, I was like, oh, it was a paradise.
You were there for all the grunge stuff?
All that. I graduated from high school in '91 when
Oh, my God.
Nevermind came out. It was,
And you loved it all? You were
I
in
loved it all. I went to it all.
Mother Love Bone,
All that.
Pearl
I
Jam,
love-
the whole. You went to that shit too.
I never saw Mother Love Bone. I would like.
Who'd you see up there?
I saw Nirvana's last show in Seattle.
No, you did.
That was pretty good. I used to watch Jane's Addiction get booed off stage. Not Jane's Addiction, excuse me. Alice in Chains get booed off stage because this band called the Young Fresh Fellows was more popular at the time. And I remember Lane Staley, who were screaming at the audience, going, "This is fucking great music!" And people were like, "Get the fuck off stage! We want the Young Fresh Fellows!" And then the Young Fresh Fellows, they were the band in Seattle until grunge really came in, and like the Posies and, well, of course, Nirvana and Pearl Jam and Soundgarden. Like, still sanitizing.
You got to sanitize always.
Every hour on the hour.
But no, you were there for part of it.
I got there in '95.
Yeah, so it was,
And it was just fucking brutal. It was just amazing. Just, you know, one time the singer from Pearl Jam went to Al-Qaeda to eat. at
Yeah.
that little diner there. Because on the tail end of Al-Qaeda, this is 95.
So
there was a
it's-
biker place. And on Wednesday night was taco night. Fucking the best tacos in the world. Tons of people. And Al-Qaeda, you just walk down the boardwalk or you could walk on the sidewalk.
Sidewalk.
And
yeah.
towards the end, all the way where I lived, like a block away, was a little diner. And I got up that morning, and when I went to get in the car, I looked, and there was like, to not exaggerate, there was maybe 50 people standing outside because Eddie Vedder was eating breakfast in the corner table.
Could you imagine?
That is fucking crazy. I got to meet Chris Cornell's old wife
Oh,
because she used to hang out at the Comedy Underground, Sue Silver.
she would just hang out.
Yeah, she had a friend, somebody she knew upstairs where the old underground was. Do you know where that was?
I think it's all gone now.
Yes, it's all gone by the stadium.
Yeah, so
By
many
the
of the.
square.
And then there was an earthquake in 2001, I think.
Up there?
Yeah,
Yes.
that wrecked a lot of.
Yes,
build-
that's
that
right, that's right,
Didn't
that's
knock them down, but they were all old and got condemned, and that was that.
I still remember being at the underground doing comedy, and there was a club down the corner that was very well kept. No windows, nobody really knew about it. Hart was performing.
Huh.
Hart would rehearse there. And now that's why I always hear like Hart and Chris Cornell. I'm like, how does Hart and Chris... Oh, fuck, that's right. Hart is from Seattle.
Yeah, they started Bad Animals.
They
which was
started
around
Bad
for-
Animals or something up there. So
When's the last time you went?
when the judge asked me to leave,
Oh, no.
January of 97,
You've got to get... Why haven't you done comedy up there?
because I have got a warrant up there.
Oh, you're not allowed to.
No, it all started with a jaywalking ticket in the U District.
You got a jaywalking ticket in the U District?
4 of them came up to me on bicycles and skidded out like I had committed a crime. You would have thought I killed somebody.
Wow.
With bicycles pulled up next to me, there used to be a movie theater in the U District. So now the U District is this way. Bruce Lee School was over here and all this shit.
Yeah.
If you went that way, like there was a movie theater. I used
You mean
to
the Neptune, the big old one?
There's an old one where I went to see.
Neptune was old. one.
Yeah, old. I went to see Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead there and a couple other movies. Then there was a bigger one. That's where I went to see The Bodyguard and
I wonder which
some
one.
shit like
Wasn't the
that.
Grand Illusion? That was a
Oh
tiny
my
one.
God, it was just
So you walked across the street, and these cops.
started with a jaywalking ticket. And it just escalated after that. Just escalated. Then the jaywalking ticket, I didn't go to court because I figured who gives a fuck about a jaywalking ticket. They came and got me
They knocked on your door.
and said, you have a $300 warrant. They handcuffed me with pajamas on, took me down there, and then I got in trouble with a girl. We got into an argument, so they said it was harassment. that we were yelling at each other over a parking spot.
Oh my gosh.
Then I got accused of having a stolen car. I was selling cars at a dealership, and they gave me a car to drive over the weekend. I got pulled over. It registered stolen. It wasn't stolen. The bank had, so it was held in the weekend. I just had the worst 2 years of my life up there.
So if you go up there now, you get arrested for what?
Failing to go to anger management class in 1997.
If anyone in Seattle is listening, if there's a judge up there, I know you guys are very busy right now, but please allow Joey back to see the place.
Can you fucking believe that?
That is crazy.
So I can go to Portland. It's a non-extraditional warrant. I can basically go to Portland and Idaho. I can't go to Seattle. And I got into a fist fight at the Underground, which really wasn't my fault at all. But it violated the probation for the fucking harassment thing. So this is what fucked me up even more. I got arrested in anger management class because I got into a fist fight. It had nothing to do with me.
So other than the assault, the harassment, and the Grand Theft Auto...
But the Grand Theft Auto was dropped because the car was never stolen. Yeah. They pulled me over on a Friday night. I just left work. I'm like, why'd you pull me over? They said, your plates come up stolen. I go, they can't. They're a dealer plate. He goes, with that car, the VIN, whatever. Then they figured out the plate wasn't stolen, the car, and they let me out Monday. Cost me a weekend of my life. That's not on my record now.
Jeez. You got to get up there. You would not believe it.
And the attorney that fucking got me out of my mess ran a scam.
What was the scam?
She got me on she noticed that Seattle hadn't done a background check on me, and they didn't know about my felony in Colorado. So she got the felony pushed through in Seattle, or misdemeanor. She did like some kinky shit. She goes, they're not going to catch it. Don't worry about it. If they do, it's on me. They never caught it. So the funny thing was, I get an article 10 years later from Ron Reed. She got disbarred from being an attorney because she was fucking an inmate. One of her clients was an inmate. And she was up and thinking now she was a piece of ass. They slipped.
Why isn't this a TV show?
I have no idea. I got so many TV shows in my head that you wouldn't even believe. This is like Community Plus.
What was the felony in Colorado?
What the fuck was the felony for in Colorado? The assault charge at the Comedy Underground. And then they reduced it to like misdemeanor something. But they were supposed to
still had to go into prison?
No.
Oh.
I just stayed in county jail for 6 days or whatever the fuck they locked me up for. One time, made bail. Yeah, Seattle was a bad luck place for me from day one. I just had bad luck, but the comedy scene was so fucking amazing. The comedy at that time was, I'm here today because of that 3-year stint I did in Seattle.
Because of how good it was.
Every night. From Wenatchee, the Tri-Cities, fucking Victoria.
You drove all over the place.
Everywhere.
For those listening, the Tri-Cities is not a suburb of Seattle.
No.
That's a 4-hour drive.
Yeah.
Without
I drove
traffic.
to Spokane. I had a car that the exhaust was broken. So it would blow the exhaust in the car. So I had to pull over every hour and write a suicide note because it made me dizzy and shit from breathing in the exhaust. Jeez. I did my time, Joe McHale, just like you. You did your time.
I did it I did a improv show, I remember, in Walla Walla, Washington.
Walla Walla. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Isn't there a prison there?
Oh, yeah. That's the rough prison.
That's the rough prison.
There's
Walla
Monroe
Walla.
State Prison, which is like the good one. That's the one you want to go to. And then there's Walla Walla. I did improv. I improvised at Monroe State Prison as an outreach to the inmates. For the good inmates, they brought in a improv troupe, and we did shows for them.
What improv troupe?
It was called Unexpected Productions, part of Theater Sports, which was a kind of national franchised version of a improv thing, which was team. It was a team. Teams of improvisers would they try to create it feel like a sporting event, which it worked very well, and I learned tons. I really talk about getting on stage every single night and cutting my teeth. But yeah, we went to a prison. And it was the greatest. They were the most well-behaved, greatest audience members we had ever. I had a pretty, because I did some like corporate gigs where you, like for a law firm or something, and you'd be like, "What? Can you give me a profession? Gynecologist, pussy." And we're like, "Got it." And then with the inmates, they were so well-behaved because they were so happy that there was outsiders there. And then you'd meet like some nice old man. And you'd be like, well, what's he in for? He seems like the nicest man. It's like, oh, he stabbed his wife 58 times in front of his dogs.
Wife, the dog. And
I remember that. It's like, he did what?
Yeah, you'll meet those guys in there. They're kind of nice.
Yeah.
They're like old.
They just kind of lose it. And then all the young guys were there. It was always, well, I got high with some friends and someone wound up dead and I didn't snitch. And I'm like, so what happened? They're like, I don't really know. But somebody died, and I'm not going to tell on anybody. I was like, oh, okay. But it was the first time, like, people who had been there for 30 years, they'd be like, tell me about what cars are like now. And then you're like, well, they're like cars always were. They're like, yeah, but like the stereo and like you explained. And I was like, oh, right, you don't have any of this stuff. So strange to explain. Yeah, they were sweet guys. And they were all in the program to do to get out. But I remember like one woman, she was like, "Oh yeah, that guy just got in. He just it was like he killed 3 people in a drive-by." And he's like, "He's in for life." I was like, "Oh my gosh."
That's crazy.
I was like, "How old is he?" They're like, "He was tried as an adult. He's 17." I'm like, "Okay."
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy times.
It really is a crazy time. What do you got coming up, man?
You're looking at it. Everything is postponed.
Really?
Isn't everything you're doing postponed?
I had nothing. I had a couple.
What are you talking
I had
about?
a couple weekends.
No.
I had a couple weekends, but that's it. I mean,
I was supposed to do. I was going to have 2 movies at the Tribeca Film Festival, which I was excited about. And I mean, these are. I mean, when you look at. Obviously, I always kind of imagine like, right, there are ER doctors right now being infected because they're working their asses off, right? My brother's an electrician who is like trying to help build structures to house people that are quarantined in as fast as they possibly can. And then my other brother's a priest, so he's constantly reading people like their last rites. So I'm like, yeah, my movies at the Tribeca Film Festival got pushed. So I was kind of mad, but said that I was going to do that. I was going to shoot the game show Card Sharks on ABC this summer, maybe. And that we were supposed to be shooting that literally right now.
They're bringing that. Is that an older game show?
It started in the early 70s.
I remember. Okay, I remember that name.
It is the simple. I like it so much because it's the simplest game in history, but you can win shit. So it's like it literally is just okay. You have a 2. Do you think the next card we're gonna pull is higher or lower? Higher. All right. There's a queen. Next card, higher or lower. But every card that gets turned, it's another $50,000, and then I've watched people like shake. Like I watched this one woman win. She won about $300,000, and she was like, it was like a great acting moment. I was like, oh, this is what happens when you win the lottery. People go, no. Anyway, so all the stand-ups been pushed. I had a bunch of corporate stuff. It's all been pushed. It's all like spring break canceled, all that. Again, there are people that have to work every day through this thing. So I'm
very grateful to all the first responders, people that are out there.
Yeah.
They're at the supermarkets. I got nothing to complain about. I really don't. There's nothing you can do.
It's funny to see
every
people.
2 hours you get a call from somebody upset and you talk them off a ledge.
Yeah.
And then you get put on the ledge for an hour and you talk yourself off a ledge. And that's it. And it's been just adjusting, working out, writing a little bit, spending time.
And we're lucky that we get to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I have so many friends in the restaurant business that forget it.
It's done.
It's done. There's no way there's only going to be chains after this, because I don't know how if you have a decent restaurant and you own it and you don't have any income for a week, it's going to go down.
It's going to go
let alone a month.
It's going to be very sad. I hope that
I can't. Could you imagine what it'd be like walking down the streets of New York right now? I mean, there's obviously I would love to walk through, see the Spanish Steps empty in Rome is so bananas.
And you can't leave the house in New York, right? Like because I have some buddies there, and they can't even go to the grocery store. They're getting everything delivered.
Isn't it? Is it only delivery?
That's what That's what that one guy said. Yeah,
Well, I think you can do essential. You can go
Yeah, you can do
shopping.
essential.
you can still go. Okay.
There's
But-
essential things. You got to go to the office. You got to work. You got to do little things. If not, I don't go out. Like they don't want you to fucking go out.
Right. So if
When
you
they
work,
say go out, it's go out to fucking nowhere you're not supposed to be, which every place is closed.
Right.
Even at the park down the corner, they put cones up now
Wow.
to distance people
Yeah.
because they didn't know how to fuck to distance themselves.
well, people are going to the beaches
There's
too.
still people. Yeah, they locked them.
But I will say, get takeout food. If you hear this, go to your local. Don't go to a chain; they're going to be fine. But go to locally owned small businesses and get your takeout food or get it delivered somehow, because they're all going to go out. Your favorite restaurant is, unless it's unless it's the Cheesecake Factory, but every other restaurant's going out of business. That's not a chain. So
Yeah.
go support them. Just give them some money. You got it.
I do.
Imagine how much money Jeff Bezos is going to make in the next month. Oh my god! Because everyone goes like, in times like these, right? All business goes down, but somebody's making money.
Yeah.
And if you're making hand sanitizer or toilet paper, or if you're Jeff Bezos, you're a meal delivery, all the money.
It's fucking crazy. We live in strange times. Joe, thank you for taking time
Thank you.
out.
But hey, I would say, isn't it weird that your daughter's going to look back at this
Oh my God.
the same way they're going to be like, oh, I remember when we couldn't leave. I remember mom and dad watching the TV and being all freaked out and seeing the numbers. It was like, they're going to look back and go, that's the thing
She
that
can't
happened.
wrap her head around it. She knows something's off. I don't put the TV on in the daytime. Nobody puts the TV
Right.
on at the house in the daytime. We can put it on at 5, And at 5, she'll watch a cartoon. I'll watch World News Tonight, and then I turn it off because you can't you know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know what's going on. Why are you killing yourself with the TV? And the internet's the same thing.
Yeah, it'll
If you
drive
want to
you
go on
mad.
the internet and get a heart attack, be my fucking guest. Right.
In the meantime,
read a book.
my 12-year-old's like, I got the 99 Russell Wilson on Madden, so
Whoa.
I'm going to be very happy.
Fuck yeah. We got a guy from the church that sends me books. I lined them up, and I've been on a fucking reading spree. So I'm catching
From
up.
the church?
Yeah, the guy that...
Are you a Mormon?
No. The church of what's happened now.
Oh.
He listens, and he sends me books. So now is a great time to fucking read. If you have...
Yeah.
I read on planes and on the road. That's where I do my best reading, when I'm on a plane.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm going to be unbothered for fucking 3 hours.
What book are you reading right now?
Right now, I'm finishing up The Man Who Led Zeppelin. It's about Peter Grant, Led Zeppelin's manager. I'm reading that to finish it because I started it like 3/4. I'm finishing it. Up next, I have a couple of interesting books I want to read. There's one on Robert Plant. There's one on Van Halen that a buddy of mine gave me that's supposed to be good. Every morning I read The Art of War just to get me through this. Not the Sun Tzu one, but the other one.
Okay.
The one by
War of Art.
Stephen, The War of Art. Just
You love
to get me through me. Yeah, it's got a lot of great points in there. They have workshops in there, little things you could do.
I got to look this
So
up.
at least it keeps your mind sharp, man.
Have you read that Andre Agassi book, Open?
Not yet.
Oh, yeah.
Is it a good one?
Okay, I love tennis, but a friend who doesn't like tennis, doesn't care about tennis, recommended it. And I read it, and I was
No, I
like,
like biographies and stuff. I love all that shit.
it is hair racing.
I love all that shit. I love reading. Nothing better for me. I like getting stoned, and music is number 1. But number 2 is getting stoned.
Oh,
and
one
reading.
last. So when you take the little drink, the sleepy sleep time,
Quick Z, yeah.
do you feel groggy in the morning?
No.
No, you wake up like,
Ready to rock. That's why I tell people who are on opiates, you're killing yourself to live.
right.
If I take 300 milligrams, 4 of THC, I'll wake up a little groggy, but nothing that a coffee and a Cuban coffee. Because once you take a shit, the THC leaves your body pretty much. It goes on the next cargo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if they examine the
So it goes on the next cargo. So that's what I don't like. Like from time to time, I go on the road and somebody will give me a Percocet or whatever the fuck or something.
right.
I don't like how I feel. Next day, when I go to the dentist and they give you Norcos, I don't like how you feel the next day.
Yeah.
But
My dad got a hip replacement.
Yeah,
and
edibles.
they gave him opiates, and I was like, oh, that's not my dad right now.
no.
And he's the only guy that's had a hip and knee replacement that he got off them almost the next day because he was like, I want to drink wine. I'm tired of. I hate these opioids.
Yeah,
like,
you have to. When you get that stuff, you do it the first two just to tell your friends you did them, and then throw them away. Make some yogurt. Because if not, they fuck up your stomach. They're so bad for you, all those opiates.
Yeah.
So
Did you ever see John Oliver's thing on it?
no.
Oh yeah,
He's got a good one.
Oh, it's so great. It's really great. They show he shows this video of people talking about how great Oxy is, like it was part of their promotion. And then John went back and found everybody in that video. And it's incredible because every one of them's like, my life is over. My life ended. And it's crazy.
Yeah,
All right, I prolonged your.
No, I don't give a fuck. You can sit here till 6 o'clock at night.
What's the longest one?
3 hours.
How long have we done?
An hour.
Oh, all right.
Hour
That's it.
15, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it. I keep them light for people. People don't want a 3-hour podcast. They
You should
wanna
get Chappelle on here and do 8.
No. That's all right. Leave Chappelle at home, wherever the fuck he is in West Virginia, wherever he
I think
lives.
he's in Ohio.
Yeah, he's in Ohio, tight, hidden.
Yeah.
He's thankful that he could take a break.
Netflix checks just
Yeah,
falling
that's
from
it.
this guy
Yeah,
for him.
He's fine. He's fine. All those guys are fine.
So if Netflix came to you and said, we want to do a special, would you do it?
I don't know.
All right, I'm here as a representative of Netflix, and I would like to offer you $1 million for your special. Would you like to do that?
Let me think about it.
$2 million?
Let me think about it.
Okay, $4.5 million.
Let me think about it.
Damn.
Damn, yeah.
Let me think about it.
Helicopter rides,
I
jet
just want to
plane.
be happy.
Yeah,
I got to figure out what good is that $2 million if I can't figure out how to make it happy.
True.
If you're willing to give me $2 million, you're willing to do a lot of things. So I got a way that I'm making $1 million, and you do me a favor.
All right.
Give me the $1 million, get the fuck lost. Leave me alone. Leave me. I don't want to hear your stupid
I will take this
bullshit from
message back to
Netflix.
Ted Sarandos.
Yeah. I don't want to hear none of your bullshit. Don't put your reps around me. Leave me the fuck alone. I picked the destination. Just send the cameraman and maybe some other guy, and that's it. I don't want none of the bullshit that comes with it. I don't want to talk to your publicity department. I don't want to talk to none of those fucking people.
What if you got to the point where you're like, okay, they're going to pay me $10 million on Real, and you figured out you've got this killer hour. Like you're like, oh, I know exactly the hour. I'm very excited. And then they go, cool, we have to shoot in Seattle.
Then we'll figure it out.
All right.
Then we'll fucking figure it out. Because I'm not going up there. I'm not doing the 3 days.
They're going to arrest you on the stage.
Yeah.
But
They want me to turn myself in and go through the process.
we should take a road trip to Seattle. I'm going to smuggle you up there so you can see what it looks like now.
Listen, man, where I have bad luck, I don't go back to. It just been, that's why I love that. You know what I'm so happy about this coronavirus? I'm sad that people are going to die. I'm really sad that people are going to get hit financially. But there's some perks to this. I don't even have to take a picture with nobody again.
Yeah.
Okay? That to me makes me as happy as I could be right there.
Ever again.
I don't ever have to take a picture with anybody ever again. From now on, I'm always going to have the coronavirus.
You'd be like, I'm sick.
I'm sick as a motherfucker.
You don't want to get near
You
me.
know why? Because we have to live off memory again.
Yeah.
Okay? What the fuck does a picture do
Yeah.
for you? There were so many things we just got out of hand with. What the fuck is a picture going to do for you?
The
It's
most.
going to change your fucking life. A fucking
No one's going to
picture.
remember it.
Nobody gives a fuck. This will make you go back into your fucking memory and think
Yeah.
about things, and I don't even know what the point was, but
Here's what's I'll say for the virus, all this stuff. The only thing that really has scared me every time I get on the road, I go, well, where's everybody? And I'm going 80 down I-5 through the transit. I'm like, I cannot believe the traffic. This should be more disturbing to every. I mean, it's glorious, but
it's
the
done.
fact that you can just drive. I just have my GPS popped up. I was deep in Los Feliz, and it said it was going to take me 8 minutes to get to the valley, and I was like, "What's happening? This should be terrible." I was like, of all the things, yeah. And now here we are, door open.
Fucking beautiful day to be alive. Joe McHale. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
making
You're the
time.
nicest man in comedy.
You're a fucking sweetheart.
And your producer knows way too much about Carl's Jr.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, please. He knows the stock options at McDonald's right now. He pulled his stock out. I love you, motherfuckers.
Right.
I want to thank Joe McHale again. I want to thank all you motherfuckers for checking in today. I love you, motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Joe McHale's a savage. You motherfuckers are savage. Listen, like I told you Monday, tough times don't last. Tough people do. I know you're getting put into weird positions right now. You know, you got to have a little faith and trust what I'm telling you. We'll pass through this either together as a family. We'll make it work. You know, they're trying to help people. The most important thing is to keep your fucking sense of humor, all right? Laugh at shit you wouldn't laugh at before. Laugh. Keep laughing. Exercise. You know, throw punches up at the fucking wall. Anything to make this trying time a little less easier. Thank you for letting us come into your fucking living room once a week. I love you motherfuckers. You know what? I got no dates. I want to thank you guys, but most importantly, stay in, mind your business, avoid people. Listen, man, there's nothing wrong with telling somebody to stay away. You're just protecting yourself and your family. You know, you can only be so nice in this life. This thing fucking kills. Whether it's going to kill you or me, who the fuck knows? But fuck it. They could all suck our dick. We're the church of what's happening now, bitches. I'm with you, you're with me, and they want to be with us. Have a great week. All right? Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you Monday. Tip-top Magoo, ready to go to tackle another week of this fucking quarantine. All right. Kick this fucking mule, Lee. Have a great weekend.